Good day, everyone. Welcome to this presentation on the process and procedure of obtaining the NSITF compliance certificate in Nigeria to facilitate securing a government and private contract. Today, I will guide you through the entire NSITF compliance process, from understanding what NSITF is and why it is the certificate is crucial to the document requirements, fee structure, and step-by-step application procedure. All the details presented here comes directly from the NSITF practice direction and other official sources. This certificate is essential for winning both government and private contracts, as it confirms that your company meets the statutory obligations. Let's move over to the slides for more interactive session. Okay, we'll now start by asking ourselves what is NSITF and why is compliance important? Okay, NSITF stands for Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund. It is a government initiative designed to provide social insurance for employees across Nigeria. Employers are legally required to contribute to NSITF, which in turn protects workers through social insurance scheme. Then we now ask ourselves why NSITF compliance matters. Why is it necessary? The first is for contract eligibility. NSITF is important for contract eligibility. NSITF compliance certificates are often mandatory for contract bidding on government projects and large private contracts. Another reason why it matters is enhanced credibility. Holding the compliance certificate shows that your company is legally compliant and committed to employee welfare. And also, NSITF certificate is important for the fact that it gives you a competitive edge. Companies with a valid NSITF certificate are viewed as reliable and can secure contracts more easily. And also, it confirms that your business meets its legal obligations regarding employee social insurance. Okay, let's now take a look at the key benefits for NSITF compliance certificate. By obtaining the NSITF compliance certificate, you gain the following benefits. The first is legal prerequisites for bidding. It is required by both government agencies and private sector entities. Another key benefit is for business credibility. It demonstrates a strong commitment to statutory compliance and employee protection. And also, risk mitigation is another reason why you should have the NSITF compliance certificate. It reduces the risk of legal challenges and ensure your company avoids penalties. And also, it improves your chances of winning lucrative projects by instilling confidence in clients and stakeholders. In summary, the certificate is not just a formality, it is vital. It's a vital tool for your business success. So we will now take a look at who needs to obtain the NSITF compliance certificate. This certificate is mandatory for all eligible employers in Nigeria. Typically, it applies to companies with a minimum number of 5 employees as defined in Nigerian labor law. And also both Private and public sector organizations that bid for government contracts, they need the NSITF compliance certificate. And also businesses across various sectors that employ staff and are therefore obligated to contribute to NSITF. If your company falls within these categories, obtaining NSITF compliance is a legal and strategic necessity. Okay, we'll now take a look at the document requirements. To apply for the NSITF compliance certificate, you need to prepare and submit several key documents. The first on the list is the CAC certificate, which is a proof of your company's registration with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Another document that you need in order to make the application is the tax identification number or tax clearance certificate, which is an evidence that your tax affairs are in order. Then you also have to have your employee payroll records, which details information about your employees and which helps verify NSITF contributions. Then the fourth on the list, which is very important document that you also have to have, is proof of NSITF contribution, which is remittance received or statement showing your payment. Then also you have to have your NSITF application form. That's a completed form obtained from the NSITF website. Also, there are other additional supporting documents which are handy, and they include the address verification and other documents which may be required by the NSITF guidelines. So it is important to ensure all these documents are up to date and accurate, as they form the basis of your application. Okay, let's now move over to the step-by-step process to obtain NSITF compliance certificates in Nigeria. The very first step is registration and enrollment with NSITF. If your company is not already enrolled, you have to visit the NSITF website and register your business details, and you have to ensure your records such as CAC certificates and your tax identification number are current. After you have enrolled, then the next step is document preparation and verification. You have to gather all necessary documents, including the CAC certificate, tax clearance certificate, and also employee payroll records and proof of NSITF contribution. And very importantly, you have to double check these documents for accuracy to avoid delays. Then once your documents are in place, the next thing is to fill and submit the application. Then you have to complete the NSITF compliance certificate application form, which you can obtain from the NSITF website. And then after you have done that, you now upload all the required documents and then submit the application online. And once you have submitted your application, you'll be expected. The fourth step is payment of fees, and you pay the processing fee according to the NSITF fee structure. The first is a fixed certificate fee of 50,000 naira, and the NSITF remittance, which stands at 2% of the monthly salary of no fewer than 5 employees. Note that in practice, this remittance is collected from the month of incorporation to December of the current year, though older companies may receive a waiver on these remittance. Then after you have completed your payment, then the next is the verification and assessment. This is now played by the NSITF staff. They will verify all details and documents that you have submitted in order to ensure that they meet the statutory standard. And then they will assess your employee records to confirm the accurate calculation of your remittances. Very important. And after that is done, once they have concluded with their verification, and once they are satisfied, the next thing is to approve. And once an approval has been made, the next is the issuance of your compliance certificate. And the certificate is sent electronically, confirming that your company is compliant with NSITF regulations. So following these steps ensure that your application is processed smoothly and your certificate is issued without delay, because nobody wants that. It's not good for your business. Then we'll now take a quick look at how the fee is calculated, though we have already talked about it before, so we'll not waste time here. The certificate fee is 50,000 naira. You have to earmark that. And then the remittance is presently 2% of the monthly structure for a minimum of 5 staff. Then you have to ensure that your calculation is from the month your company was incorporated, up to December of the present year. If it's this year, definitely it will now be, you have to calculate it up to December 2025 before you make your payment. Then some waivers may be available for older companies that have been in operation for several years and they've not been making remittances. Some waiver will be given to them in order to ensure that the cost does not go over the roof. So these fees reflect NSITF's aim to maintain employee social insurance services and ensure that businesses fulfill their statutory obligations. Okay, for the practical tips for a successful application, to ensure your application is successful and to avoid delays, you have to gather your documents early. That's, you have to start collecting all necessary documents well in advance. And also, very importantly, just like I mentioned earlier, you have to double check all details on those documents. For instance, your CAC certificate, your tax identification number, the payroll records, to ensure they match NSITF records. And very importantly, you have to understand the breakdown of the certificate fee, the remittance calculation. That is, you have to always make payment via the prescribed online payment channel or through authorized bank transfer as stated on the NSITF portal. Okay. Then also, very importantly, also you have to keep copies of your submitted applications, your payment receipt, and the issued compliance certificate. These documents may be needed for future contract bids or audit, and also is also very important when you want to renew the document. And also you have to ensure you adhere to all payment schedules, particularly the remittances period from incorporation month to the December of the present year, which is 2025. These tips will ensure a smooth application process and help you maintain compliance with NSITF requirements. Then let's now take a quick look at why NSITF compliance certificate is critical for securing government contracts. Most contractors, both in the private and public sector, require a valid NSITF compliance certificate as part of their bid documentation. So if you want to bid for government contract, it's very important that you have your NSITF compliance certificate, and it demonstrates that your company meets all statutory requirements regarding employee insurance. That is another reason why you have to secure NSITF compliance certificate. And that reason is companies with a current NSITF compliance certificate are seen as reliable, and compliant, boosting your credibility in the market. And also, it gives you a competitive edge. That means a valid certificate can be the deciding factor in winning contract, as it mitigates the risk of delays and legal issues during contract negotiations. So in essence, having this certificate improves your chances of securing lucrative contracts by proving that you are responsible and compliant with your business documentation. Okay, to sum up, obtaining the NSITF compliance certificate in Nigeria is a critical step for companies seeking to secure government and private contracts. Here is a quick recap. Ensure your company is properly registered and that you gather all required documents, including your CSC certification, which is an evidence of your registration, your tax identification number, then your payroll records and proof of NSITF contribution. And then after that, you complete the NSITF application form, pay the fixed certificate fee of 50,000 and calculate your NSITF remittance at 2% of the monthly salary for at least 5 staff remitted from the month of incorporation to December of the current year. Then after verification by NSITF staff, your compliance certificate will be issued to you. So a valid NSITF certificate is essential for building credibility and enhancing your chances of winning contracts. I encourage you to visit the NSITF website regularly for any updates on the process and fee structure. So by ensuring your company is NSITF compliant, you not only meet legal obligations but also position your business competitively in both government and private sector. Thank you for your attention. I now welcome any questions you might have regarding the NSITF registration process. For more personalized consultation, further guidance and additional resources on process and procedure of obtaining the NSITF compliance certificate in Nigeria to facilitate securing a government and private sector contract, you may visit our website to access detailed guides, case studies, and expert insights designed to keep you informed of the latest regulatory updates and the best practices. You can partner with us to leverage our deep industry knowledge and take the next step towards the processing of your NSITF compliance certificate, specifically if you want to secure government and private sector contracts in Nigeria. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to download this presentation for your future reference. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable content such as this. Thank you.